Okay, we're going to continue on with today's media availability for the 70th annual Bojangles Southern 500. And we're joined by Matt DiBenedetto, driver, the number 95 IMSA GTO Throwback Toyota for Levine Family Racing. If you have a question for Matt, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start here with Bob, and we'll work our way around.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. I'm just curious, in the last 2 weeks, has anybody been calling you about rides for next year, or has it, despite finishing second, has the phone been silent?
I got a lot of really nice, encouraging, texts and stuff from a lot of fellow drivers and such. So that was really neat and encouraging. And nothing in particular, but just a lot of very kind people. So just keeping all options open at this point. Focus on performance. Yeah, hopefully try and close one out here, and this week would be big to sneak in the playoffs.
Additional questions for Matt? Dustin?
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Matt, obviously the storyline with you for several weeks has been the underdog guy, but are you sick and tired of being being viewed as the underdog and just want to say, hey, look at me I'm driver X, instead of feel pity for me or feel sorry for me?
No, I think the role and journey to get here has been pretty cool, and it's been a neat story, and it has been a little bit of that underdog story. As far as a driver and my confidence in my ability and stuff, I know I can, I can go out and win on any given day, and that's what I was, born. As far as the story, I think it does have that feel to it. It's cool. I think a lot of people, feel that because I have just had to go such a different path about it and had to do it a little underdog type of way, driving for smaller, underfunded teams that I think I have kind of embraced it, and it's been cool to be able to prove myself more so as I climb the ladder.
That one's trying to spin you out there.
There we go. Is this one better?
And also, obviously, I know you'll get in the car later today and start to see where things are, but these last few races, there's been some tracks that have been good for you and your team. So where might this compare, or what might it take for the Matt DiBenedetto story to continue and to end up in victory lane or have another strong finish this weekend?
Yeah, I think, we definitely have those tracks that we do circle off where we can be better at some than others, because the ones where we are more grip limited and we have any or the most off throttle time is where we as a team can excel a lot more than the others, and that's really unique to just this season with the way the rules are this year. That hasn't been anything in the past with the lower downforce, but I think here Darlington in particular is one where actually the 550 spec racetracks and the bigger racetracks have been the ones where we've have had to improve the most at, and we've gotten better, but you're close to wide open throttle all the way around a lot of those places, and so it kind of limits what you can do as a driver, and it's just kind of a lot about car speed. So it takes a lot of things that I can do and we can do out of it. But a place like Darlington, I think, is really unique though, because turns 3 and 4, you're going to have to slow down. You're going to be pretty grip limited. The tires will fall off. Not anything like we've seen in the past, but I think it'll be grip limited enough to where this could be one of our best 550 spec racetracks. Yeah.
We'll go next to Lee and then to Claire.
LeeSpencerRacingBoys.com. That being said, and it's as you said, you feel like you can go anywhere and win. How do you approach Indianapolis, where that might be the last shot to get a playoff position, because you technically, or from a number standpoint, you're not there yet?
Yeah, I think we go to this one's a real important one for us. I think if I'm picking and choosing and being totally honest, I think if I'm looking, we got Darlington and Indy left. I'm circling off Darlington as probably more of a strong suit because we're going to have more off throttle time and be a little more grip limited here, which are the things that we need as a team that make it where I can stand out more and my team can stand out more with the things they do. So Indy, hopefully we can do that here, and a win would be great because we have the speed at those types of racetracks. We really do, and our team's done a good job of growing and improving, and everybody's seen that. So I would hope to try and get it done and have a strong run this weekend, or have a shot at winning here. I would be a little more worried about Indy probably.
And then over the final 10, do you just put yourself in audition mode?
Yeah, I mean, I drive the same really any race under any circumstances. Even Bristol, some people were like, "Oh, did you drive different there?" I'm like, no, it doesn't make a difference. When I strap in the car, I'm 100% every single lap I'm on racetrack, no matter what. I've learned that lesson and been that way a long time. So I always feel like I'm always auditioning every time I climb in a race car for basically my whole life. So that's nothing any different. But yeah, I want to win for this team really, really bad, because it would be really special to get their first win for the team.
We'll go up front to Claire and then to Chris.
Did you have a talk with Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports, Barstool Radio, and did you come up with anything?
Yeah, so I've been a really big fan of them for a long time. I think I send all their Instagram videos to friends on a daily basis. So I've been a big fan of them and Dave. I've followed him forever and watched probably 5,000 pizza reviews. But anyways, so long story short, at Bristol after the race, I saw him standing by, and I was obviously everybody knows I was pretty bummed after the race, and I saw him and I perked up. I was like, hey, I'm a big fan actually of them and of him. So went, chatted with him, did the interview, and people saw it live in public basically. We talked, chit-chatted, and he really loved the story and thought it was cool. That he thought this fan support was amazing, just like I did. And he was like, "Hey, we've been wanting to get into NASCAR more. We want to sponsor." I was like, okay, so it happened right there live on camera. So what everybody saw was that was what it was. And then he reached out to me on Twitter. I gave him my phone number. We chatted on the phone. It was quick. And he's like, man, we want to sponsor your car. And we love the story, and we want to get more involved in the sport. And it really got him and them even more interested. And really, it's a big credit to the fans, because post-race, them screaming and giving that kind of support to us is what really made it a special story, to where it got us a sponsor at the team. So they're going to sponsor Vegas and Talladega this year, and that's big for us, big for the team, and for the whole sport in general, because they've got a really crazy reach, of course.
Go next to Chris.
Chris@catchfence.com. Matt, following up on Claire's question, do you feel like we've seen in the past where relationships for a one race or two race deal have propelled themselves into a full season sponsorship? Do you feel like that maybe they could provide the funding for you to take the sponsorship elsewhere for 2020?
I think this all came together real quick, but I think the goal is definitely, and especially after having the talks with Dave, is to grow the relationship. They loved the story. Easy fit for me, because I've already been a huge fan of them and followed them forever, so I know everything about all that they do and love it. So I think that would be the goal of talking, is that they wanted to sponsor me in the story, and I told them a little bit more about our team too, most importantly, and how they gave me the shot to do this and drive this race car this year. So I wanted to, if it was possible, to build the momentum and for them to help our team this year. And while we had the momentum to do it. So, but yeah, that would be the goal. I mean, to hopefully carry that with me, moving forward, and keep on building that relationship, because it's big. It's much beyond me. It's big for I think it could be big for our whole sport.
Go next to Jim, then to Jordan.
JimOtterMotorsport.com. I know you didn't get the finish you wanted at Road America, but when you look back at how you first started at JGR, the fact that they asked you to drive that car, did you not feel that sort of a sign is how you're viewed by other organizations in the sport? I mean, you know how successful they are. I doubt they're going to ask somebody to drive the car if they didn't think they could win. Yeah,
it meant a lot to me, because they had seen the road courses this year, how fast we were in the Cup side, and so it did mean a lot, especially with having a history with them years ago. They're the ones that got me into NASCAR and into this sport, and JD Gibbs was a huge impact on my whole life. So for them to ask me to drive it and know that I was fast on the road courses, and they had the confidence in me to go out there and be a candidate to go win was awesome. Obviously the finish stunk for sure. It was a pretty it just shows how much of a team sport it is, because it was the car was so fast. I was on cruise control out in the lead, and it was like one of those days where like, man, if everything goes smooth, this could be an easy win. And then but it just shows how dependent you are on everybody around you, and you lose track position, and it can change the whole tone of your day. But it was neat to have that confidence from them.
Jordan?
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Matt, when you're looking at your options for next year, what is your criteria for teams? I mean, do you want to go to a team you have to go to a team that's competitive? Are you willing to take a seat somewhere just to be around and be on the grid, or what are your standards? What are you looking for?
A lot of people have known I've been real all in on myself, and that's the only way I can live with myself is going all in on this journey. And I think as far as criteria, I have to win at this point. I think we've shown as a team that we can go out there and run up front and win. I know I can win, and so that'd be my only criteria. Is I feel like I at this point I got to continue climbing the ladder, however that is, and winning is priority.
Do we have any additional questions for Matt? Well, Matt, thanks for taking the time to join us today. Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.